Did you know that there was one such instance, when Rishi Durvasa, who is famous for cursing people for the slightest excuse, once arrived in the forest to visit the Pandavas and requested food for himself and his followers? However, in that moment, Draupadi's cooking vessel was completely empty, except for one single grain of rice. There are multiple such stories of Mahabharata that often go unnoticed, but it's a complete tragic to miss these esteemed stories. Therefore, join me in this series, The Hidden Mysteries of Mahabharata, where I can enlighten you with each stories of this legendary epic in under 5 minutes. Welcome to episode 8. A Grain of Rice. This story is about Rishi Durvasa, who is famous for cursing people for the slightest excuse. Him and his followers had arrived in the forest to visit the Pandavas. Rishi Durvasa requested food for himself and his followers and told Yudhishthir that they will arrive for lunch after a bath in the river. Durvasa told Yudhishthir that he came to the forest only upon the insistence of Duryodhan. This was a mean trick from Duryodhan, as he knew that the Pandavas will not be able to serve Durvasa properly in the forest, and if Durvasa curses them it would certainly lead to the Pandavas' destruction. However, Draupadi realized that her cooking vessel was completely empty. Draupadi was filled with dread. She knew that there was nothing she could do now. There was only one person who could help her. She closed her eyes. "You called me?" Draupadi smiled even without opening her eyes when she heard the melodious voice. Yudhishthir came inside and was surprised to see Lord Krishna standing before him. He asked flabbergasted, "What are you doing here?" Krishna looked at Yudhishthir with twinkling eyes. "Draupadi called me, so I am here." Yudhishthir looked at Draupadi anxiously. "What is it?" She then explained everything to Yudhishthir and showed him the empty cooking vessel. Yudhishthir looked at Draupadi aghast. "That is Durvasa, Draupadi. The man does not tolerate any lapses if anyone displeases him. Durvasa and his disciples would be here any minute." Draupadi ignored Yudhishthir's ranting and turned to Krishna. Krishna looked at her and asked her to show him her vessel. She took out the vessel and saw that it looked clean. Well, almost clean. Krishna went near her and from the side of the vessel picked up a small grain of rice stuck to the vessel. "You claimed there was no food, yet here it is." Krishna continued. "I am ravishingly hungry. Please give me this crumb. I think it would satisfy my hunger." Draupadi looked at Krishna, still not saying anything. Krishna picked up the bit and put it in his mouth. He opened his eyes. "That was the most delicious food I have had in years." He turned to Yudhishthir, who was looking at both of them without understanding. "Yudhishthir, next time you want to dine, please call me too." "Krishna!" Yudhishthir almost yelled. "Durvasa! He is coming!" Krishna looked at him with a smile. "The sage and his disciples have been gone a long time. Why don't you just go and bring them back with you?" Durvasa and his disciples had entered into the river, and by the time they stepped out, Durvasa staggered. He was suddenly feeling so full, like he had eaten an entire feast all by himself. He was feeling drowsy. Through sleepy eyes he regarded his disciples and saw that they were all looking exactly the same way. Well fed and satisfied. The worried Yudhishthir was fully expecting to be cursed by the sage. With a heavy heart he wondered whether he would be able to bear the curse of the sage. As he reached near the river, he was preparing himself to apologize to the sage, but before he could even say anything, Rishi Durvasa apologized to Yudhishthir. "I am suddenly feeling so full that I cannot eat even a single morsel of food. I am extremely sorry to cause you and your wife trouble," he said. Rishi Durvasa and his disciples proclaimed themselves sated, offering their blessings to Draupadi and the Pandavas, and immediately departed their way. Yudhishthir was left stunned after what happened, but he eventually understood how Lord Krishna helped him and his family.